Hi everyone, and welcome to this episode of Cooking with Max right here in Southbridge. And this is the first episode in my new home on Torrey Road. Long-time viewers have seen me up there on 60 Newell Ave, and we were there for a few shows, quite a number, and Maureen and I decided to downsize. But we didn't leave town. We're right here in Southbridge still. We left the heights of the globe down by Big Bunny, and we moved over, I guess you'd call the east side of the flats, but Paquin Farm on the corner of Ellis Road and Torrey Road, out in the hills a little bit. Kids left, we got smaller. Anyway, folks, today I want to talk to you about something that's wicked cool. It doesn't have that much to do with my show, but I'm just so tickled about it. This thing here is a charcoal starter, and I discovered this. My brother, my wife's cousin's husband showed me this last summer, and right away I ran out for 15 bucks and got my own. And it has put to rest lighter fluid forever, which I like lighter fluid because, hey, I'm a man and I like fire, but you don't need lighter fluid anymore with this absolute ingenious invention. And I don't know why I just felt compelled to tell you about it right away, but here it is. You put newspaper under it, you put charcoal on top, you light the newspaper, you set it down, and 15 minutes later you've got beautiful, hot, glowing charcoal, and instead of 45 minutes with the old lighter fluid, which I liked anyway, but hey, this thing is phenomenal. Anyway, I need the grill to cook a couple of potatoes for my recipe today. Today we're going to make a frittata. We're making a light brunch ahead of the football game, the Patriots playing the Bills, and I'm a little afraid of this one. But we're making a frittata, and the main reason we're making it, I saw Maureen make it the other day, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it uses my garden tomatoes in the recipe so I can get rid of the last of those here in autumn. And in addition to that, for our brunch, our football brunch, we're going to make some fried potatoes, which are good in anybody's book, and we're going to throw a few veggies in there too to give them some color. So we have a frittata for some protein, a quiche without a crust, she called it, and we're making potatoes also. And so we're going to get ready to go with that, and then we're going to meet you right back here. We're going to start our frittata.
All you foodies out there, you've got to tune in and see Chef Max and all his great creations.
Go Max!
All right, we're back now, my friends in Southbridge in Honest Town, and we're going to get started on our frittata, which again is a quiche without a crust. I already started my potatoes that I'm going to use for the other part of my recipe. They're out on the grill right now, but we're going to let them cook for 45 minutes. In the meantime, we've got our hot plate here heating up right now. We're going to put some coconut oil in there, and we're going to put about a tablespoon, and this is going to be our saute for all our stuff. Now this coconut oil, according to Maureen, is very healthy, and it's flavorful too. So we'll put about a tablespoon in there. And as you can see, per Cooking with Max tradition, I don't measure all that much stuff. I just kind of eyeball it. This is a tablespoon, and that's how much you're getting. Anyway, that's that. And we're going to let that melt down a little bit. Let it swirl around in there, get nice and hot. Don't want to go crazy hot. Kind of hot. If it smokes, you're too hot. Anyway, that's good enough. So what we're going to do with our frittata is we're going to saute our hard vegetables first, which I'm going to call this broccoli that I picked up at the Bunny about 3 hours ago this morning. And I'm going to get about that much of it and then pull some of it apart like that to smaller pieces. I gotta put it in quick before things start to burn. And a lovely sizzle that we love right here, Cooking with Max and Southbridge. Let me turn him down a hair. Don't want to burn him. It smells good. That coconut oil reminds me of a candy bar. All right, we got that. Right here we got some beautiful asparagus. We're going to do about 3/4 of a cup of the tips and some of the stems. And those are going in there too, because those are hard vegetables. They're going to cook a little longer as we go on. The softer vegetables go later on because they require less cooking. And making our way to 3/4 cup of those. Use a wooden spoon here so I don't scar my Teflon. Okay, our guys are starting to saute. Now I'm going to turn them up. And these here, this is a green bean, and because we're crazy, right? My wife never puts green beans in frittata, but I grew them in my garden. I had just a overabundance of green beans this year. Some things did well, some didn't do so much, but green beans were one of the winners. So because I have so many of them, and because they are delicious, I'm gonna put a few of these in here too. And they're definitely what I would consider a hard vegetable. So they're going to go for the longer saute. Like the other ones. I'm not going to put a ton because I'm really not sure how they're going to taste. Well, we'll put a few in there anyway. Alright, we got all those now. And we're going to saute them down a little while. They get a little softer. Not quite as hard. A little more al dente. A little more delicious. And so Maureen and I, we downsized. We moved up here last year. And it wasn't hard, but we had to stay in town because otherwise it wouldn't be Cooking with Max in Southbridge, would it? I mean, if I went to Charlton, how are you going to call it Cooking with Max in Southbridge? So, or Sturbridge, right? No, we're right here in Southbridge still. We just moved to the other side. And so far, so good. Less house to clean. I got a brand new, wonderful kitchen for my show. And things are going well so far. We're going to watch the Pats a little later on play the Bills. And I'm a homer like the rest of you, but this has got trap game written all over it, I'm sorry to say. I'm hoping they can pull it out, but the Bills are hungry, and we'll see how it goes. And the Red Sox, of course, are just on fire, and we're loving them too. What a great time of year it is to be a New England sports fan. All right, that's that for now. Now, in addition to that, I've got some frozen roasted red peppers here that we're going to throw in there too, and these are just delicious. This is the Dexter Russell knife that my wife took down there to get sharpened the other day. And they're sharp already, but she went and got them sharpened because we use them all the time, and like any knife, they'll get dull. And this thing now is like butter through these things. You got to watch your finger. I don't want to throw a finger in my frittata, so I'm going to be real careful. But we're going to cut some of this up too. Watching our fingers, these beautiful, sweet, colorful roasted red peppers. I was only going to put that, I like them though, so I'm going to put a few more. We'll put about a half a cup of these. You catching a theme here, right? We're going to have a lot of veggies in our frittata. So I call it halfway healthy. You know, just because you're watching football doesn't mean you have to eat cave food. You can eat halfway healthy food. Okay. Nice sizzle down on everybody. Got some beautiful scallions that I picked up. And huge fan I am of the Big Bunny discount rack because I got these for 99 cents for a whole ton of them. And they're perfectly good, like everything else at Big Bunny. And they're going in there also. A little more, I think. That's because I love onions. All right, so now we're coming along. Everything's smelling real good now. All right, now, last but not least, we have these 3 frozen chicken sausages that I'm going to put. Now, you can go veggie straight, like I've done thus far, because eggs are going to go in there also, but you could go veggie straight. But I'm going to put a little sausage in there, and all you have, they're frozen, right? But that's okay, because they're going to bake for a while. But you just cut them into pieces, like that. That was 3 of them. And you throw those in there also. And I almost forgot. Got a nice portobello mushroom here too. I'm going to cut him up. Big old chunkies like that. With our exquisitely sharp Dexter Russell knife from right here in Southbridge, Massachusetts. The oldest cutlery company, continuing running cutlery company in Northern America, in case you didn't know that, right here in Southbridge. All right, everybody's coming good now. Now I'm going to go preheat the oven to 425. As these get a little softer, let me turn that down. You notice I haven't put the mushrooms in yet because I don't want them to overcook. So in the meantime, I'm going to go right here, get a bowl, and I'm going to put 4 eggs. Ooh, if I can do better on the second one. There's egg number 2. Egg number 3, egg number 4, and I'm going to put, these are egg whites, I'm putting 3/4 cup of egg whites, and I'm going to get rid of that shell right there, first try, and I'm going to whisk these up. Because once everything's cooked, I'm transferring this whole enchilada here over to a cast iron pan, which, as any chef will tell you, you can put in your oven. And that's what we're going to do with our frittata. And now at this point, we're going to put a little bit of basil in there. Not that much. About that much right there. And a little cayenne. Not a whole lot, right? I was throwing it in my hand first because then I can measure it coming out. All right, a quick stir again. Things are really smelling and looking delicious. Time for some portobello mushrooms now because we're nearing the end here. And our delicious monstrosity. Just a beautiful, beautiful sight and smell. No smell-o-vision yet for Southbridgians, but one beautiful day we shall have it. All right, that's it. Now, there are some people who tell you should preheat a cast iron skillet, but we're throwing it in the oven. I don't believe that, so I'm going to take my cast iron skillet right here, and I'm going to transfer all of my beautiful sauteed vegetables right into it. Like that. They smell good. Smell good. Now, move this guy over here for now. So we have our pan, and we have our freshly beat eggs, and now very slowly right over the top, slowly so you don't disrupt stuff too much. A beautiful medley of vegetables and egg. There you go like that. Momento, por favor. Now over the top of this, a healthy dose of shredded Swiss cheese, because hey, it's beautiful and we love it. That's why. And it goes really good with this. See, I'm trying to get it even coating. Pretty much it, about half cup. And then on top of that, we got a little Parmesan. Nice little sprinkling there like that. And then on top of everything, we have this tomato left over from our garden. And part of the reason we made this recipe, we get rid of old produce. So I'm going to take this delicious thing, cut off some pieces of it. Let me get rid of this guy here. This guy here, like that. And cut them into smaller pieces, like that. Get one more, maybe. Nope, I don't think so. Let me get one more piece out of here using my wicked sharp Dexter knife. And that's it right there. Now, these guys here, going right over the top. Beautiful color, beautiful, delicious flavor. Lovely. The end of summer tomatoes, really, because, you know, the season's done. And we're talking about football after all. And there you have a beautiful frittata. The only thing remaining to do is to bake it on 425 for about 15 to 20 minutes or until the egg sets. And that's what we're going to do right now. Right in the oven with it. All right. So now that our beautiful concoction's in there, we're going to go ahead and check back in, and we're going to clean up our mess, get ready for round 2 of our show today, which is the fried potatoes, which are just really delicious. And I'm going to clean up, and then we'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Andrew Gullekson, and when I'm not working at the Big Money Market, I'm watching Cooking with Max in Southbridge.
Hello everyone, we're back here at Cooking with Max in beautiful, honest town, Southbridge, Massachusetts. And we put our frittata in the oven, it's baking away, and it's almost done, and we'll pull it out after 15 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to start cutting up the vegetables that I'm going to include with my fried potatoes, which is the other part of my football brunch here on Tory Road in my new home. So, red pepper, first off. And we know why, it's because we love it. That's why we put red pepper. Plus, it's got good color. So we're going to put them into little bite-sized chunks like that. Cut them about so big, about that big. And they're going to go there. Let me get the rest of this one. I'm putting the whole thing. I have 2 potatoes worth of russet deliciousness that is already cooked, and that of course I picked up at Big Bunny. And that's the main ingredient. But red pepper, it's a little Spanish onion. I got a small onion only because I want to use the whole thing. I don't want to save any of it. So I got that size onion. And I'm going to put the whole thing like I just said. I love onion. Onion loves me. Anyway, there's that one. Whoop, he's running away. Don't run away. Big chunks like the pepper, kind of big anyway, not diced or anything like that, but about that big. And this is totaling out to about, you know, maybe a third of a cup, half a cup or so of onion. So those are your veggies. Here's your potatoes. Let me put them off to one side here. Still a little warm, but I'm going to cut them. Let's see if smoke will come out. All right. Oh, it does. Look at, they're still warm. Behind me, that beeping means that my frittata is finished, and so I'm going to get a pot holder and pull it out of my oven. Somewhere. So I'm gonna take my towel and pull it out of my oven. All right, oh yeah, it's looking beautiful. And you can tell it's done because it's getting nice and brown on top. And bubbling, bubbling. Let me get this so I don't burn myself. Oh, is that nice? And it smells good. And there's frittata. Nice, delicious, puffed up omelet. It's wicked hot right now, so we'll cook this. By the time we get done, that thing will be just about perfect to eat. So let's get back to this one here. Cut our potatoes into wedges. I don't want mashed potatoes, I want wedges. Let me turn my thing on here. Put my tablespoon of margarine in this one, not the coconut oil, but I'm gonna put margarine, about that much. Smear him around a little. Throw in some vegetables. Throw in some taters. Pretty soon we'll have sizzling taters, which will go so nicely with our frittata. Cut this guy. Still kind of hot from the grill, but I'm managing. I don't think I have any third-degree burns yet. Take that one right off. All right. These things are way too soft. Oh my God. All right, let me get a better knife. Get the sharp one. All right, now we're going to get everybody sizzling and frying here on my hot plate. Keeping a hard eye on, and I'm putting it up kind of high because I want those nice crunchy edges on potatoes and bell peppers and onions like I have here. Now, just like with the other one, I'm going to put some cayenne for a little bit of zippity-doo-dah. And just because I'm kind of middle-aged anymore, I'm not going to put a ton of it because when I was younger, I used to be able to eat a lot of spicy food. When I lived in San Diego, we ate jalapenos because that's what we did. But anymore, not so much. But anyway, we're going to let that cook for about 10 minutes or so, and then we're going to flip it on over. We'll be back here when we flip it. Melanie, I'm a ham, huh? Kind of. But don't you have to be a little bit in order to have your own fabulous cooking show? All right, we're revisiting our potatoes and we're turning them again, and every time we turn them they get a little more crunchy and beautiful. And just so worthy of our football brunch with our boys the Patriots and the Buffalo Bills and our frittata, which is cooling off now. You don't want to eat it too hot because it's just too hot. But it'll come along and be perfect by the time these potatoes are done. All right, these taters are just primed for success now. They are looking beautiful, crunchy brown, and the red is beautiful, and the onions are beautiful. Life is beautiful in Southbridge when you're cooking potatoes on Cooking with Max in Southbridge. So anyway, I turned my thing off. I'm going to put them over here in this serving container because we are just about getting ready to settle on down, stop working, start lounging, and watching us some football. Some beautiful football. Anyway, there's enough right there. Let me get rid of this guy. There's our compost. As you know, in Southbridge we compost because we care. And so there's our potatoes. Beautiful. And here over here is our frittata. So there's brunch, folks. Frittata, potatoes. Lovely brunch food. Later on we'll have dinner too, but Sunday, the Sunday best. I'm going to cut this on up and we're going to try it a little while and let it cool off for a minute. But we'll try it and I bet it's good. And you know what? I want to thank everybody. My first show at my new house. Thanks for watching again. It's been a little while and I've had people in the community tell me, hey Max, do a show, and here I am doing it. And I appreciate you watching. I hope you like football like I do. I hope you like living in Southbridge like I do. And if you were here right now, I'd give you a piece of my frittata. But in the meantime, you're just going to have to take my word for it. That's just delicious. So signing off till next time, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in to Cooking with Max in Southbridge. Go, Pats. Go, Pats. Go, 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 go all the way. He's go.